What up, it's Terrence, aka the Cornbread Connoisseur, and welcome to Cornbread Chronicles, man. It's the holiday edition. You know, Thanksgiving's around the corner, and I was thinking, I've been amazed about how many different versions of cornbread there are. But I felt like, what better way to honor what I now know is a worldwide tradition of cornbread by going back to the basics. And see, the basics in my household involve Jiffy cornbread. Now, my parents are from the South, so yes, I know about making cornbread from the scratch, buttermilk and cornmeal, all those type of things. But there's something about Jiffy, I mean, you can't mess this up, man. So I'm gonna give you a simple go-to recipe, or at least my go-to recipe, using cornbread from Jiffy. All right, so here's some basic ingredients that you need for this Jiffy cornbread, man. First, you wanna start off with aluminum foil pan, right? Now I know what you're saying. Traditional cornbread is they normally use a cast iron skillet, but I feel like this generation has no idea what a cast iron skillet is. So we're gonna rock with aluminum foil pan. That's very accessible, dollar store, anything, right? And of course you're gonna need a bowl and a little spatula. Do your mixture, your measuring cups. You're gonna do your milk, 2% whole milk, however you want to do it. And of course the Jiffy cornbread, and then your preferred butter. We're gonna do eggs, and then the secret weapon, a little honey, man. And those are the simple, bare bones ingredients that you need to do this cornbread with Jiffy. All right, man. Like I said, this is a very simple, bare bones recipe, man. You want to crack open your Jiffy cornbread. Very simple. I'll tell you a funny story, man. Don't be mad at me, but honestly, I didn't know that it was more than just black people that ate cornbread. I mean, I've been traveling all over the country, and I realized that cornbread is a universal staple in a lot of people's families. Ironically, the origin of cornbread comes from the Native Americans, right? Those are the first folks that were documented with their version of cornbread long before the Europeans came into play, aka white folks. You know what I mean? But of course, back then, the cornbread was much more gritty, wasn't as fluffy, and of course, I'm sure it didn't have much flavor to it back then. So we're gonna pour this into the bowl here. So as time went on, they say that enslaved Africans, aka black folks, got hip to the recipe, and of course, which most folks from that culture, they added their own little funk to it. And then, of course, the world remixed it later on down the line. Native American Indians, their version of cornbread was called ash cakes, and it's crazy. I was actually in Pembroke a little while ago, and I was able to taste a version of that. That cornbread was more like pancakey, and it was a little, it was kind of dry. And honestly, I didn't like that. But there was a restaurant in Pembroke called Fuller's, which is an amazing restaurant. Food's great. Unfortunately, I didn't get down with the cornbread, but I felt like I was one with the Indians because that was their traditional, and cornbread, in spite of whatever you can believe, was started with them. All right, so after you get your cornbread mixed into the bowl, next you want to add an egg. This recipe calls for 1 egg, and so we'll grab the egg here. Very simple. Everyone should know how to crack an egg. Crack that egg. Boom, boom. Got that in there. And then next, we're going to go with the milk. It's crazy because I feel like we're not really supposed to be drinking milk, but and I don't drink milk anymore. As you get older, the milk just don't rock with the body no more. But for the recipe, we're gonna rock with milk. And so the recipe, it calls for 1/3 cup of milk, and I'm to the point where I don't really measure, but since we're on camera, I will do a little bit of measurements here. 1/3 cup, 1/3 cup of milk, or 4 ounces. Take that. Pour that on in there. Really, I think the milk is pretty preference. Sometimes you don't want it too runny. You still want it to still be firm. So when you mix it, you don't get the runs, right? And so we'll just mix that on up. You want to mix all the lumps out as best you can. Some people like to use the automatic mixers, but I found when you do that it becomes too runny, and when you pour in your pan, it just creates all types of problems there. So we'll mix that up. Mix that up. Yeah, man. So Cornbread Chronicles, man. It was a simple idea that I embarked on a number of years ago, and it's crazy how a simple idea has blossomed into. I got people that want me to come to their house. They send me recipes. They consistently tagging me on cornbread. It's crazy how many different versions of cornbread there are in the world. All right, so once you get your mixture looking good here, like I said, it don't have to be perfect. There's still probably be some lumps in there, but we're doing this by hand, so you do the best you can. Next, what I like to add, which most people may not do, I actually add some melted butter. So I pre-melted some butter, so we're gonna add some butter. For me, like I said, I don't really measure, I kind of go by sight, but if I had to say, 2 tablespoons would be ideal, right? And so we pour the butter on in there. Boom. And then we get that mixture mixed up good there. Got that good. Cool. And then, so I think I've got a pretty good mixture there. And so next, we're gonna grab the aluminum foil pan. Like remember I said, traditional cornbread is made with a cast iron skillet. And so there's a rich history of cast iron skillets. Most times it's kind of like a family heirloom when they pass from generation to generation. As I mentioned before, this generation probably has no idea what a cast iron skillet is, and so we're rocking with this. Very accessible and very cheap. But before you pour the mixture in there, you want to make sure that you grease your pan a bit. So we'll grab a little bit more butter here, a little pinch of butter there. And we're just gonna grease that pan because you want to make sure that we don't want no cornbread to stick to that pan, man. So get that butter. I made a mistake years ago and actually put some olive oil on the pan, man. That didn't work out too well. So make sure you butter that pan, aka grease it on up. You know what I mean? Don't just do the bottom portion of the pan. You want to do the sides too. You want to make sure that cornbread is not sticking to the pan. And then before you put the final mix in the pan, here's a controversial thing that I like to do. I like to add a little bit of sugar. Now, depending on where you're from, you may not rock with the sugar. It's crazy because it was said that northern folks did more of a sweet cornbread, and ironically, southern folks did more of a savory cornbread. For me, I'm more of sweet. I'm from northern VA. Some may consider that north, south, who knows. But I like a little bit of sugar. Now, once again, I don't measure this. I kind of just go by sight. And I'm using brown sugar. And honestly, I don't know why I use brown sugar. I remember my mom came to the house one day and she started bringing brown sugar. And I just switched from the traditional white sugar to brown sugar. Does it taste different? Who knows? So I just sprinkle a little bit of sugar in there. I go by sight, so I can't give you a measurement. You gotta do what you feel. And then we just mix that on up. Hey man, shout out to my man Cooking with Cajun, man. I had the pleasure of meeting him a little while ago at a cornbread festival that happens in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. Yeah, there's an actual cornbread festival, which is crazy. I was able to taste so many different versions of cornbread and met my man Cooking with Cajun, which actually has his own cornbread. And so I probably need to reach out to him because I feel like I need my own corn. I'm mixing this corn, I feel like I need my own cornbread now. But all right, so we got that sugar mixed on in there, and then it's golden, man. Easy step here. We pour that on in there. And I got to keep referencing the cast iron skillet, man, because that is like the real traditional way you make cornbread. And they were using the cast iron skillet because the cast iron skillet, it held heat more evenly. And then, back in the day, we didn't have no conventional ovens or whatnot. Everything was kind of like more open flame stuff. And I'll tell you what, cast iron skillet, I don't ever remember really washing them things. I feel like you just throw some water on and wipe them off and just put them up, man. I don't know. All right, so we got that done. So that's got a nice mixture there, and there we go, man. And so now we go to the oven, preheat the oven to 400 degrees, and you wait 15, 20 minutes, keep your eye on it, and then we should have the perfect cornbread. Go ahead and throw this in the oven, and I'll see you back real soon. All right, so here we go, 15 minutes later. Cornbread's out the oven. It's got that traditional golden brown look that, you know, that I love. What's different is, I know you all are bougie, right? So you all are used to those square cuts of cornbread, man. But you know, my household, we don't do that, man. We keep it triangular. And so we got the triangle cornbread here. Let me go ahead and grab my knife, grab my plate, boom. Cut that, oh, one thing I forgot to do. So when it comes out the oven, you wanna make sure you take some extra butter and go around the edges of that, and then take that knife or whatever spoon, whatever you want to do, take it around, go around them edges. So any sticking points, you know, the knife will unstick those points for you. Let that butter get seep down them edges. Oils it up there, oils it up there. Remember I said my household, we did the triangle pieces, man. The square pieces is for the bougie folks, man. And so we just cut that down the center. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, man, look at that. Look at that cornbread. Look at that cornbread, y'all. There we go. Take my fork. Come on, man, look at that cornbread there. Wow, so good. Looks so good, I think I'm gonna do 2 pieces. Bam! Out the way there. And then we finish it off with a little bit of honey. Da, 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 da. I feel like a chef, man. Come on, man. Come on, man. Boom. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Y'all know that look good, man. It's your man, Terrence, AKA the Cornbread Connoisseur. Listen, if you mess this recipe up, I can't rock with you, man. I did it, and so can you, man. Listen, happy Thanksgiving, man. You never know where I'm gonna show up next, man. Make sure you all tap in with me. Let me know your favorite recipe, what brand you like, and give me some locations I need to hit, man, because you never know where I might show up. Until next time, it's your man, Terrence, AKA the Cornbread Connoisseur. Let me get into this cornbread, buddy. Well, that's all right.